Hey, what's up, Scott Balker here with Imagination Creation Films, and today it is Friday, the 10th of May, and I may have remembered how to set up Rumble's live stream, so, I got that going for me. But, yeah, it's Friday afternoon. It is a perfect time for, I don't know, a little conversation between you and me and everyone else, and Rex is back because he's Rex and does what he wants to do. I have no idea if that's going to work on the Rumbles or not. I feel like I messed up. We're having trouble streaming to your destination. Yeah, that feels really bad. Let me see here. One viewer waiting. I'm trying. Let me see here. What do I use? This is awesome. What can I do? How do I? It says live. Sometimes you just want things to go well, and they don't. They don't go well. And all those crypto people are probably complaining. Let's see here. Title. Well, I don't know. Save changes. Is already live. Can't change the start time. Okay. Well, save changes. Then maybe it's going. No, it's not going. No, let me just delete it. How do I delete it? My feed. Talking about my feed. Sorry, this is what we do around here. We just kind of hang out and I pretend that I know what I'm doing. There we go. Waiting for stream. Oh, okay, here we go. 7 days ago in stream key. It's offline. Okay, waiting for stream. Copy. And then let me go right up here. Edit. It's already past the start time, so I can't do anything? Really? Can't change the start time. Well, how about I end it? Yep, I'll end it. And then we'll see what happens. Maybe it'll go. Yeah, we got a few people hanging out. People are like, I'm not going to sit here and wait for him. I don't blame you. It's a thing. Evening of the good. Hello, Ollie. How are you? King, good to see you. Man, it'd be nice if I could add it. That's dumb. Start time. I wonder if I can remove it. I can't remove it. Remove this. Yep. Okay. Maybe I can add it now. Save changes. So, who else is out there? We got a few out there. So what's going on? Got lots to talk about. Don't know that what I'm doing is any good, but see if I can edit now and add, scheduled, save changes. All right, we'll see if it does anything. Who knows? So we got waiting for stream. Maybe it's actually going to happen. Begin streaming May 11th. Huh? It's not May 11th. Oh my God. These things are so bad. Future date. Stream 404. Yes. So why can't waiting for stream? I don't know. Justin, let's talk about robberies. Yeah. So yeah, Justin, his studio was robbed and it sucks. Had to have been someone with knowledge of the studio because they came in and went straight for basically all the camera gear, all of it, and bolted, and that sucks. Caster Studios got hit as well? Man. So, what I'll tell you, Justin, is we just had our our meeting, our neighborhood watch meeting, and what the sheriff's department told us was it is an organized gang of, they say gang, but it is organized, not necessarily gang members, but it's a gang of people. They will drive in with several vans or cars and they drop them off. Like out here, we have cars, vehicles being stolen, and so they'll run and they'll drop them off, and then they'll pick up everybody that didn't get a vehicle, and then they run them as fast as they can. The break-ins and the tools, that kind of stuff, they all do the exact same thing. It's wild. It says I'm live. I don't know what that means. I don't know. Stats live streaming. Let's see live streams. It says, oh, it is live. Oh, okay, recording in progress. Date 2 minutes ago. Visibility public. Okay, well, hopefully, I think it's working on Rumble. You know, the one of you crypto people out there who wants to be. This is today, right? Date 2 minutes ago. Let's see if it's live. I'll see. The U.S. government, what? That's an ad. The $99 intelligent drone. Well, that's awesome. And I got to wait for another ad. Let's see. Yep. Okay. So I am live. Cool. So now I'll monitor that chat for all the crypto people. King says it's dark there in Lubbock. It's not Lubbock where I am, sir. I am east of Austin. We'd be able to see, yes. It's because I'm live streaming from the future. It's later tonight. I was supposed to disable my time machine, but I did not. Rex is being very rebellious. He's over there in the corner, which I now have lit a little bit more so you can see him. And then he's having fun. Ollie says, sorry to hear that. Yep. It's, they have zero remorse too, because they think insurance. Yeah, it's really bad. It's really bad. I know Atlanta was getting hit left and right, like every single studio. And it didn't matter if they had a security system or what. They didn't care. They would just go in, smash the place to get in there. The alarms are going off. The cameras are recording. They're wearing masks. They're running exactly where they need to get to and picking up all their the gear that they need and then hightailing it out of there. It's wild. I've watched security footage of several robberies now, and it sucks. It really does. Hello, sir. Justin, how is your... I figured the operation in our place is probably a 3-man job at the least, and yes, zero remorse. I rely on that equipment. It is... it all goes across the border rapidly, is what we're told. That you have about 8 hours is it. That it goes from here directly south across the border. And then once it's there, they can do whatever they want to with it. AirTags are a wonderful thing, but you have to de-speaker them. And then if they find them, you're screwed. Maybe dual AirTags might be better. I'm assuming. This is just one person watching. Cool. Okay. De-speakering AirTags is not that difficult. So it's something to do, but you have to hide your AirTags really well. Bob. Hello, Bob. How are you? How did you store your gear? Yeah, I don't know if he wants to disclose too many details, but it was in a hidden gear area that I'll say, and then it's up to him to disclose how much more he wants. Cinecom was robbed, and they had it's so fast that the value is there to go in and grab a camera, lenses, all of that, especially if it's all kept in gear cases. they just grab the gear cases and run. So the risk is surprisingly low because they can go in so fast. There's not a cop in the world, and let's be honest, cops are not responding to this stuff quickly, if at all. It is it's a thing. Yeah, Bob says, I'm great, thanks. They had their gear in cases. You need to fix safe. Yeah. What I'd recommend is go buy a G safe. I will say G so that Facebook doesn't. But the same thing that holds firearms will hold gear excessively well. And yeah, they're expensive, but they're not that expensive. For $1,000, you can get a really large stand-up safe for your gear. And they're not getting in those. So basically at that point, they will get everything else. It doesn't matter. All the studios that got hit had security measures. They literally tore the deadbolts out of the locks, ransacked the place, and yeah, grabbed cases. Yeah, I would imagine that the lowlifes are not listening to this live stream, but like there was a lot of gear there of also high value that they didn't get, which I'm very glad for you, Justin, because now you can get your way. You can continue your work. Like I reached out to him, I think within 3 minutes, and said, whatever you need to borrow it, it's yours. Just ask, and he'll be back on his feet in no time. But that doesn't mean it doesn't cost money. They're going to file, obviously, probably with insurance, but then their insurance is going to say, whoop, and then the rates go up or they get canceled. It's not good. Before AirTags, we used to slit the foam on all of our gear cases and put a little tile. Yeah, we didn't have the theft issues. We had our gear being returned to the wrong rental house. More so we had gear. That's wild. I can't imagine taking gear back to the wrong house, but, I guess it happens because usually it is, hey, I need you to go drop this off tomorrow. Hey, I can't make it. Hey, I need you to drop this off, and then they can't make it, and then, it's the washing machine game. I think that's the name of the game. The best option is to make it as hard and timely to access that gear to be in and out. Yes, and for those of us who live in rural areas, make it as dangerous and risky as possible. For instance, just say, cops are not a concern in the country. Sometimes, yeah. You don't drive down someone's country road. Not road, but driveway. That's a bad thing to do. Untimely, yeah. I mean, honestly, the firearm safe is the best way to do it. It can hold a ton of Pelican cases. And you could rebuild inside. It doesn't really matter how it's configured inside. Just rip all that stuff out. It's just particle board. But you could bolt it to the ground. They can't. I mean, even if they had a dolly, they didn't bring a truck to load it all up. And nobody's dollying and bringing in. I mean, my safe is 700 pounds. It's not going anywhere. Justice says, thanks for this, guys. I'd say more, but your advocacy means, well, I care, dude. And I'm definitely here for you. Why camera and lens companies don't provide internal tracking? So that was a thing, because I literally, I used to have the ear of a major cinema company's president, but I was like, why don't you do that? It's quite simple, lawyers. So there are laws. If I rent to you my camera and I tell you there's tracking on this, then you are aware of it and I am legal. But if I didn't disclose to you, or somebody else takes that camera and is traveling with it, they are not aware of it. Legally, it's a big problem, and that is basically not wiretapping, but it's a big crime. And there's a lot of states that don't allow that. So that is why these companies aren't doing it. There are some that actually do. But like I can tell you, every Bobcat, every heavy piece of machinery out there has like low jacks and all of that. The problem with that is there's only a few places that they can hook those up, and they know it. Versus with a low jack, it has to be hooked up to power. So all they do is they go and they look at every place that you can put power, and they look for the wire. And sure enough, there's going to be a wire that one of these things is not like the other. Yep. And that will be cut, and then the low jack doesn't work. And low jack is not super easy to track either. Dirk, hello, sir. How are you? Booby trap your gear. Well, I would say yes, but in the U.S., booby traps are actually a federal crime. You can't do that. Not saying I would do that, but I was curious as to. It was basically after watching. I can't believe I have to explain myself, but I want people to understand that's not who I am. It was what was the one with Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey, the True Detective, with that all those booby traps, and I was like, is that even legal? I went down that rabbit hole. Robert says here at our place, all of our bodies glass and pricey audio kit. Two big G safes. Yep. It won't stop pros, but it will slow down snatch and grabs. It can stop a lot of pros, especially you want a safe that is fire rated, like you said. Also has what they call a glass relocker. So a glass relocker is basically if someone tampers with the combination or the digital code or what have you, and pulls it out to manually do it, it breaks a piece of glass and it forces the rods to lock so they can't be done. Hey, Justin, sorry to hear about that. Yep. Texas has stand your ground and death penalty. You'd think crime would be... it's true, Ollie, but it's the cities. Let's be honest. If you are in a city, you're far less... Well, Texas is you're far more likely to run into somebody than not, but, I mean, a lot of people don't have protection like that at home, or if they do, they're not going to use it in that kind of case, which is understandable. I mean, is it worth you may be legally allowed to defend your family and stop someone in a bad way. I want to be cautious here. There's so many weird things about that. You stop someone permanently. You're going to win ultimately, but you're probably going to go through the appeals court, and that's going to cost you a couple $100,000. So is your $20,000 worth of gear, is it worth that? Probably not. But if it comes down to life, well, yeah, there's no amount of money. What I won't do to protect my family, probably like every single one of y'all. More of it. Yep. Hey, Gregory. Yeah, thanks, man. We are in communication with our studios in town to get ahead of these scumbags. Yeah, I mean, they're going to get hit again, or other people are going to get hit. And it's potential that they might come back to others too. Yes, you are. You're allowed to stop trespassers. But, I mean, they're doing this in the middle of the night, and people don't live at their studios. I do. How about rig shotguns? That is a same thing. It is considered a IED or something, whatever it is. It's a booby traps are flat out illegal. Scott, I have a 2-page document from a production insurer called Evolution of Renting with Intent to Steal. Happy to share the document. Yeah, share that to me. I would be happy to share that out. I'll put it on, like, I guess, Facebook or whatever. Yeah, renting with intent to steal is another tough one, because so many rental houses, well, not rental houses, but rental insurance, the insurance they have on their gear, they don't understand one important part, and that is voluntary separation. If you rent your gear and you hand it to someone and they steal it, they didn't steal it. You literally handed it to them. It's now a business crime, or a business didn't pay. It's a small claims court, which you'll, of course, never find them. You have to have voluntary separation insurance, which is why that stuff costs so much. Forget safes. I'm hiding everything in secret compartments. I mean, I can tell you, Jacob, there are so many times when I really, really, really wanted to build some secret rooms, because, man, wouldn't everything be cooler with secret rooms? I mean, I kind of have that now. Wouldn't that be funny if, they break, well, it wouldn't be funny, but they break in here and they're going like, oh crap, there's just a wall. And they're like, it's not a wall. I don't know if anybody's watching on the Rumbles or not. They never say. At least cameras should provide a 6-digit code to access the menu. Like, so they wouldn't care. I mean, it kills me. There's been several heists of Apple stores and stealing Apple computers and such. You can't use those now. All of those devices, anything in the last 4 years, they have the T1, T2, whatever security chip in them. You can't use them. You can't wipe them and reload, and everything's great. You're done. iPhones, they can't be used. So when you go steal brand new iPhones, that's dumb. So I don't get that either. Well, that was a bad cut. More difficult, they will switch to something else. Well, that's true. I mean, right now, there's a lot of value in this, and there's a market for it, apparently, somewhere. I don't know what. My guess is it all goes to India, China, South America, any place where they're not going to have like a really dedicated task force on that. I need to catch up with you later. I need to go pick up a kid. Justin, thanks, dude. I hope the bad feelings are through, because anytime something gets stolen from you, it's like losing a loved one. You go through all these emotions of like, what? I feel violated. And I know exactly what it feels like, unfortunately. So I hope you're through all those emotions, you and Christina. Voluntary parting, yes, exactly. Thank you. Hey, Sutton, how are you? I saw Sutton, Mutiny, and Kessler teaming up for a booth at Cinegear. That's going to be very cool. Backstory. Justin, who was just on here, he has a virtual production studio here in town and got robbed like 2 or 3 days ago. Basically came in, busted through the doors, and it's a fairly secure building. But they went straight to the gear, took all the gear, and took off. Several Komodos, lens packages, all kinds of stuff like that. It was really bad. And then they hit another studio as well. So yeah, that's the story. Yeah, Dirk, you're right. Everything is cooler with secret rooms. All my life I've wanted, and I've planned to have secret rooms, and my wife can attest that we we've had several plans of like even building this house in the studio, of putting in secret rooms, and I never really did them because I didn't really need the secret room for anything. So it was like, I'm just spending money to spend money, and I don't have money to spend money without spending money. Now, if I'm Elon Musk, yeah. JB Cameraman, hello from Oxford, England. Hello, sir. How are you? Everybody just looking at that. Yep. I still wonder if I'm actually live on Rumble. I'll never get this right. I thought I had to set something up, but like I had to do with Instagram, but I guess I don't. Let's see here. What if camera manufacturers offer remote lock and built-in tracking? Well, yeah, we talked about that. You can't do the tracking necessarily because there are a lot of state laws and federal laws about that. I think, honestly, I like the idea of it having, like there are companies that you could, like for cell phones, I think you can pay a one-time fee, like $250 or something like that, and then AT&T or Verizon or whoever will let you have a radio, a cell radio in there with GPS. And so at that point, you always know where it is. I don't know if it breaks the law or not, but we'll see. Chicken says, secret compartments and rooms and objects. Man, so much better than a safe. Chocolate cake? Think again, suckers. It's a signature. I always liked secret rooms that are undetectable. Not just, they did a really good job hiding the bookcase door, but like it's designed in such a way that if you're looking at the floor plan inside the house, you can't find it. Because there are ways, when you have a bunch of turns in your house, that you could put something in the middle and your brain will lose track of how many turns you made, so you can't account for the space inside. Most houses, they're rectangles or squares, and you can visually see in your brain, oh, here's the living room. There must be something here. If you go over there, and that room is a lot smaller than the house, you instantly click. Are you guys getting the new OLED iPad Pro M4 seems powerful? Might want. Yeah, I have ordered mine. My wife definitely would love to have my iPad Pro M1. So it ended up being kind of a win-win to do. Hopefully I'll get it quick, and then I'll actually do a review working with it. If I don't get it quick, then I won't do a review. Signature Master Prime. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, Justice don't feel so sorry. I can't imagine. I hope you can recover. Yeah, it's going to be a little rocky for them. I like the iPad Pro. I really do. I just wish, and I don't know that they ever will. I think they're going to go the other way. But I wish they would put Mac OS on these things, because these are excellent Mac OS devices if they would just run. And I'm told they will. That there's literal and no difference, but they just won't release the firmware. There's like a firmware boot or whatever that has to have. I think it's dumb, but ultimately, I know the business of the IT side, and they don't want Mac OS on this. They want iPad OS on Macs, because iPad OS is locked down. Now, with the side loading and all the European laws that have basically made Apple no longer get to do that, maybe we could then. It is interesting, as Marquez says, that, here we are with all these spec bumps. I've had this M1 iPad Pro, which is the 1 terabyte, so it had the 16 gig. So it's literally the same iPad It will just have a faster processor, not a huge fast, just faster, and it'll have an OLED display. But I mean, this isn't a sucky display to begin with. But we will see. They cut the entire door off our camera truck. Jeez. That sucks. 2 jibs. Wow, going for the jibs, though. That's weird. You'd think they wouldn't grab that. Greetings from Portugal. Greetings from Texas. Sucks because ideally we want to store gear in dry cabinets. But even kids can break into those. Yes, it's true. I mean, dry cabinets are convenient for all of us, but people can break into it. That's true. There's over there. I don't have them on. Oh, they all have PLs at the moment. But yeah, you know, Mutiny does sell body caps for your cameras. That I have those. It's worth a free call out on that because they are pretty good, and they're relatively inexpensive. There we go. Got one. So you get these GDU. That's a dog. There's. You get the focus. Hello, hi. You want to focus on me? There we go. It's the GDU with you put a AirTag in there, and they're relatively expensive. You can get them from Mutiny. It's a collab with GDU, but they have them in PL, EF, E, R. I don't know what else you guys make them in, but they're relatively inexpensive, and put them on your camera. They're not likely to take these off. Oh man, that's genius. Yep. Have I played with the DJI autofocus? No, I have not. Last week it came out on New Life with the Nisi Athenas. Yeah, it is on my list actually. It's got a lot of power, and I do have a nice list, of course, but it's one of those things that's just too good to not want. I did get in the Nisi Athenas, so we'll have a full review coming shortly. Only have them for a few weeks, but it's enough time to get a good review done for everybody. Those of you who don't already own them, and then see where they go. They are really, really nicely built. They really are. My family estate has some secret passages. I found another one last week. What's in those now, Gregory? Do we need to have a short film on that? Put a little creepy music with it. A friend just got the new iPad Pro M4 and said it's the best display he's ever seen. Are they? I thought they weren't available till the 15th. How did somebody get? Oh, well, probably pre-review copy. Yeah, okay. The nano texture looks bad, though. I tend to agree. I opted to not get it because it's apparently scratchable. Have I ever used a mod book? No. What's a mod book? I've used Hackintoshes unofficially. Equipment list says, what size iPad Pro is everyone getting? I'm the 13. I truly love my 12.9. It is the perfect size. It feels like a laptop when you need it to, but it's also so tiny that it feels like it's not. So it's a good size. Plus, on the 11, Safari treats everything like a mobile Safari, and on the 12.9, it treats everything as a desktop, which I really hate mobile websites. It's the dumbification of everything to me. I'm still using mine with Photoshop and ZBrush. Interesting. Unloading all the shelves already. That AirTag holder looks like a marker from the John Wick movies. Just like, yes, you may have this, and now I get to have something in return. AirTags are due for a retest. Surely could be half the size. I mean, it's going to be the size of the battery is the problem. The question is, can they make them stronger? And what if they could put cell in there? That would be slick. Brandon says, my list, buy a Sattler, 2, get the DJI Focus Pro. That's a pretty reasonable list. Also, if anybody's in the market for them, I am selling my IRIX EF Cine lens kit. I have 6 of them. And before anybody asks, why are you selling them? Because I'm getting the PLs. I talked to them at great length about converting these to PL, and the cost was going to be way more than if I just sold them and then bought the PLs. So I'm selling my EFs and I'm buying the PL version. I love those lenses. They're amazing. But if anybody's looking for a set of 6, I have the 11, 15, 21, 30, 45, 150. It's the original 150, not the 150 macro, but not the, it's not the new redone one. I just want to see who just showed up at my house. Who's at my house? Oh, she must have just left. Got it. Okay. Well, that sucks. Come on now. Live, enable. Okay. Where's it? Where's my chat? Oh, it's down here. There we go. Okay. Pause that. All right. So, yeah. So if anybody's looking for that, let me know. Michael says, DJI Focus Pro, watching a few early reviews. Focus looks a bit soft. Interesting. I didn't see that myself, but the only thing I noticed was it could be a little slow at times, but by slow, I mean ever so slightly slower than like a good Sony or Canon autofocus. I didn't find it to be that bad. Probably user error. That's possible. Looking forward to the Athena lens review and Zeiss Nanos. I'm working on the Zeiss next. When I first started YouTube, I edited all my videos on the 2018 iPad Pro. Wow. I still have it and use it for all my thumbnails. Wow. The 2018, yeah, okay. Yeah, that I had the previous one to this, and ended up my daughter wanted it, and so I got the new one, back in 2021. But honestly, it feels so untapped. Like it has so much horsepower, but you can't really take advantage of Thunderbolt. You can't really take advantage of much that's on it. It kind of feels weird. And did everybody catch the sale price that Nikon announced in their stock quarterly earnings of the sale price of Red, and how much it wasn't? It was a bit of an eye opener. I don't think all the numbers are in though. There was a statement in there that it doesn't include or it doesn't account for everything, but basically that's what they spent. It was $85 million. A little bit lower. We could have all chipped in and bought Red. I think we all did, ultimately. But the way I said that was if Red I kind of figured it was between 145 and 170 with I had an outlier of like 220 to 240, just because it felt like it. But now hearing 85 million, and now I think to myself, if Red was able to do everything that they did with, doing this and doing V-Raptor and V-Raptor X and Komodo and all that with a company that's valued at 85 million, just think of what Nikon's going to be able to do with it. That's cool. Buying a monochrome was not in that list, but I did that. So now I'll move on to my actual list. Oh, you bought a monochrome? Well, you bought the you're not talking about the red monochrome, but mine a monochrome, the Leica, yeah. Alternative to the DJI Focus Pro, PD Movie Smart Air 3, others. I haven't seen any, honestly, that were even close to that. I mean, kind of way, way, way back when with the Red Rock Micro that they had forever, back 2018, 2017. That one was supposed to be good, but never really happened. Moon Smart Focus? Oh, a whole other league, though. Interesting. Is it LiDAR? Greetings from UK, everybody. Sorry I'm late to the party. Well, we're glad to have you. And we'll all be sweet because the alternative seems very, very bad. So let's see here. So we got the Nisis. We've got those nanomorph zooms, which are very cool. We've got some audio kit reviews. We have some well, I have a list. We have batteries. We have Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Let's see what. Batteries, a light, some storage, some new cards, lenses, a few cameras, some cool filters from Revar Cine, some Aputure stuff, a plug-in, the Move Max. Apparently I won. So we will be having a review of the Move Max. I joined the Facebook group, and they were doing a giveaway, and I won one of the Move Maxes that they're giving away. I'm like, cool, let's review that with my Osmo Pocket 3. And then some red stuff. So there's definitely lots to do. The PD movie is awful. It falls apart when you look at it wrong. Still waiting on Canon. Yeah, so the optimistic the optimistic rumor mill is next week. I hear May. May will give 2 mirrorless. Then September timeframe 2 cines. And then like October, November, 1 more mirrorless is what I hear. And I believe, still hearing the same things, that is R1, R5 Mark II. Then we get the 2 cines, which would be in between the 500 and 300 and the 300 and the 70. So I'm guessing one would be like a 70 Mark II, and then the next one would be like maybe a 400, something like that. I don't know where they would place it or what they would call it, but more than just spec bumps. And then an APS-C that I hear later in the year. For special purpose, King, are you talking about the movie The Jerk? About the special purpose? Oh, you're not talking about the special purpose. A-roll or B-roll? Would you rather get FS Komodo OG or FSKX? I mean, if it's A-roll and B-roll, the Komodo X still, to me, holds a higher value for the money. I honestly believe that there's nothing on the market that touches Komodo X for even $8,000 more. The Komodo X is 6K global shutter, high frame rates, high dynamic range, excellent audio, all of the above for 10 grand. That is hard to touch. Hard to touch. Canon who? Yeah. Let's see. If I was a guessing man, I suspect Red's revenue was about 4 to 5 times their sales price. Yeah, Red Studios Hollywood is worth a lot. Was not sold, and there's apparently a lot more too of that whole thing that's not sold. So, like, basically, they bought Red the people, Red the technology, Red the IP, and then Red the physical locations, other than I guess their corporate headquarters. Everything else did not convey in the sale. And that could definitely make up for quite a lot of dollars. B Sweet says, I'm only using your first name, B. When working with the Red system for exposure, do you favor using the Red geoscopes or another exposure system such as the EL Zone incorporated in small HD? I like the geoscope a lot. Geoscope is my friend. As literally had this question, I think, last week or week before. What I tend to do is I tend to get middle gray and then one stop up, and then I do one stop up for middle gray, one stop below, and then the clip of highlights and the clip of well, it's not a clip, but the pure noise of the shadows. And what that gives me is I can see the green for what I want for skin tone, and then I can see how it rolls off on the face in that, and then I don't care about anything else. Everything else, at that point, if I need to care about everything else, then I would go to false color in red. But I really like the geoscope. It's very, very useful. Zone system is fine. It's whatever you're used to using, but it needs to answer your questions. Where am I clipping? Where am I underexposed greatly? And where are my skin tones sitting at? And as long as you're following within that and what the information gives you that accurately, that's all that matters. Still haven't had a chance to try it. Interesting. Anyone want to buy a near mint EOS 505? I hear they're on sale too. Man, I don't even feel as cool anymore because I don't have any, like, oh, I know why. That's right. The other day I was bored and I filled out my blocked word list on Rumble. So, like, I have a blocked word list in YouTube so that you can't say certain things because there's a weird amount of things that get posted. But I blocked it all, and I basically adopted that to crypto on Rumble and the weirdness. Sorry, I meant, would you get full spectrum Komodo? Oh, I see what you mean. FS, I got you. I mean, for specialty at that point, I would probably get the Komodo X still. For a couple of reasons. It's better in low light. It's better, a little better dynamic range. All of those things, when you strip out the OLPF and get full spectrum, all of those things aid in making it a better, useful specialty camera in that respect. But it depends. I mean, full spectrum it's a tough niche because you have to need it. But then again, if you want to shoot Dune 3, you're going to need it. That's useful. Thank you. Just started playing with the red geoscopes. and I use the EL Zone operating on Sony systems. Yep. I mean, it's it all does similar things. I like the Geoscope just because it maps practically all the stops of the camera. And so you know physically where things are on there. And I like that I don't see so much because being slightly colorblind in certain respects, I can turn off all those other stops, and it doesn't confuse my eyes. Now, what I would really like on there is to be able to map custom colors, because then I would have like my neutral gray for skin, and then the stop up would be a more drastic color, and the stop down would be a more drastic color, so that I could clearly see exactly how things are rolling off. But yeah. So how's everyone's Friday? How's everyone's week? Hopefully you're having a wonderfully good week. Custom colors would be great. Good idea. I mean, I suggested it. Geoscope's been around a long time, and it never got custom colors before, so it may not get them now. Not because of red. It just, that no one's ever really demanded it that much. Twitch. Oh, I have I have a follower on Twitch. It's my first follower. Hi, W and son. Kind of funny. What are you doing? We're actually freaking out over there. He's like twitching his leg. Who's got questions? Let's throw some questions out there. What do I want to? I'm leaving for a job here. First thing in the morning. It'll be a fun job, long, lengthy job, and we'll be following heavy machinery. It'll be interesting. Cognition's here. We can talk about Canon. Let's see. Greg says it's been a crazy productive week. Might have something for sitting here. Ooh. By the way, have you figured out how to get... Yes, I did, because the guy responded to me, who turns out he said he was a big fan. It's always like, really? Me? But he told me exactly what to do. It's the Isotope vinyl plugin. It's free. So go to Isotope, and look for vinyl. And it's a plugin. And I played with it for about 20 minutes earlier and basically got exactly the sound I was looking for. It's a simple plug-in. You have 1950s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 2000s, and I think that's where it stops. And then you can adjust like record speed, scratches, dust, et cetera, and then also some electrical noise and room noise. And then what I found for that best old retro audio, 1950s, kill the dust and scratches, pump up the third slider, whichever it was, crank up the room noise a lot to like basically 20, I believe. It's about 7/8 of the way up, maybe 3/4. The electrical, I put it about 30 to 40, but it really does a great job, which basically it crushes your audio. And I put it on 78 RPMs. It crushes your audio so that it's like a compressor, but it distorts when it compresses. So it's different types. So it gives it kind of that, but it sounds exactly like an old record. I mean, honestly, if you've ever watched the Annabelle, or was it The Conjuring? The Conjuring. So when they go in there and they're recording on their tapes, and you hear it played back, and you hear all that in the background, and that's the kind of sound you get. Plus, you get those crushed everything, and it's wild. I love it. Hold on, got job information coming through here. Any plans for Cinegear? I am still hoping to make it. It all depends on this job right here. If this job is everything I hope, then okay, then yes, then I shall be there. LOL. I don't know, Michael, I don't know if Canon is not number one or not, because I keep reading reports that show them kind of back and forth on each other. And I think, Canon has played a long game just like Nikon has. Sony just recently, all intents and purposes, started playing a long game. So yeah, we'll see. But I was saying it earlier and on Brandon Washington's live stream, and I don't think he quite understood what I was saying, is that Sony, they both release cameras in waves. Sony releases like 13 cameras, and then there's a delay. Then 13 cameras. Canon does the same thing. It's fewer cameras and a longer delay between them. Ooh-wee. I see things. Gregory, is it something for the Monstro? It's something for everyone, King. Robert says, love Isotope RX-10 Standard. I have RX-10 Standard, actually. I didn't even know that it came with my Native Instruments, because all my music stuff, Native Instruments, I guess they bought Isotope, but I have their like complete collector's collection of every plug-in basically, and it came with Isotope, which was kind of cool. Oh man, I was just going to say something. I love Isotope. So Udio.com, udio.com. All of y'all should try this. I'm going to put it in there. Hopefully it goes. I'm an admin, so it should. It's free. Well, it's still free. They now have a monthly service, but you can use your music that you generate from it in videos and monetize it. So that funky Balcom rap that we had on the end of the BTS of the Jared interview, I'm allowed to use that now and monetize it. That's awesome. Canon hasn't made the connection between patron empathy, and market success. I mean, they all do it though. They really do, Cognition. It's tough to lay that at Canon's feet because Sony absolutely does it. What Sony does though differently though is they will release their top tier cameras and then release later a crippled version of it to save money. But they do that as well. For instance, the A7S III versus the FX3. Why can't the A7S III have timecode? I think it can now, but it couldn't before. Yeah. That's easy to answer, King. No, nothing from Monstro. That's not true. True. It's not exactly true there, Gregory. Yeah, he did get a good deal on that. It was funny, King, because I think I left the comment and I looked down. I was like, man, this guy's got like no views. He's got no subscribers. And then I saw your comment down there. I was like, well, damn, King's everywhere. What's his? I forget the channel name, but if you look up, I bought the cheapest red cinema camera in the world, and he got it for really cheap. He got a Dragon X for $2,000. It was impressive as heck. But what I liked about it, he tells a very fun story. It's like a 27-minute video of how he got this camera. But he's really good at storytelling. It caught me. Oh God, what did he say? Oh, it was. He was. It was when they first broke the fourth wall. He was telling about, I searched high and low. I had some money, and I needed this and that. And then he starts laughing, and then cuts to a fourth wall break camera, and you hear in the background laughing, and somebody says something, and he goes, "Well, is it good dumb or bad dumb?" And immediately at that point, I was like, "Oh, I like this guy. I like this guy." And so I instantly subbed. He's only got like, is it like 270 subscribers or something? He needs some more subscribers. He's a good dude. Let's see what he's at. I'll give the channel name here. History. That's Gavin Winnett. Gavin, Winnett. He has 307 subscribers. Let's get this guy a couple more subscribers. Come on. He deserved it. His video's got almost 5,000 views now. I watched it last night or night before. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, he's getting some attention now. But he deserves a few more subscribers. I mean, if it makes sense for you, you don't have to subscribe just because I said so. That's irrelevant. Wait, okay, there we go. Just making sure everything's working. Okay. Yep. All right. Luca, hey Luca, how are you? Not for the V-Raptor either. Well, I don't know about that either. Yep, this Udio. It's a lot of fun. It's free, and you can generate a lot of songs with it. Cox says, I think the camera release slope is trending downward because innovations are harder to accomplish as the performance envelope gets. Yeah, I mean, you are correct. And I've said this as well. We keep adding things that fewer and fewer people benefit from. For instance, how many of you right now could benefit from, say, a 24, 25 stop camera? Not if you got a 25 stop camera, could you use it? But do you have something right now that you can't do because you don't have that many stops? And I think the answer is very, very few. I would use it, and Phil would probably use it, and there's probably a couple of others. But I mean, it's the way we're getting. We're getting high quality audio in cinema cameras now. We're getting really good dynamic range. We're getting global shutter. We're getting compressed RAW. We're getting all the things that really matter. Yeah. DaVinci, yes. DaVinci is pretty good at a lot of that stuff. Isotope still is better with the advanced RX. Still better for denoising. But DaVinci is really good. I did get to play with the remix function on DaVinci. That's pretty impressive. I was like, really? Because I took my Udio song and I brought it in there and I started pulling out the drums and the guitar and the bass and the vocals. And if you listen to these songs, they add so much into like the AI songs. They add so much in there to fill it, to make it feel like it has something. Like on my my Balkan rap thing, it has like crowd noise in the background. Well, it gives it a thicker, fuller, more completed sound, and it was able to pull that out. It was quite amazing. What's Isotope? Isotope is originally was with RX Advanced. It was a denoiser, declicker, depopper. It had a lot of advanced audio tools before AI really allowed it to fix a lot of stuff. And so there's less and less need for most people with Isotope RX, but because like DaVinci Resolve's AI is pretty good. So that Lucas says, no, nothing's the very strange bug I showed you. Yeah, did nothing solve that rebooting? I just wonder about the firmware. Like if you have a difference in firmware on them, that one of them doesn't recognize the other. Ollie says, yeah, had to watch it 2x though. I appreciate good storytelling. And Ollie definitely, hey, Ollie, how were my transitions on my last little B-roll thing? Or not my transitions, but my, Ollie, he always reminds me that I hold my shots too long on the, my B-roll and nature kind of stuff. So I purposefully cut them in half everywhere, which caused me to have to use a whole lot more shots. But was it any better, Ollie? Was it better pacing? Ollie says, I wouldn't have believed DSMC 2 prize. I flat out would not have believed it, Ollie. I don't think anybody could have guessed that. And I don't think anybody understands it, really. It doesn't make any sense. It's weird. Yeah, the A7S III coming out with uncropped 4K 60. It's 4K 120. And low light domination implied cinema quality. I mean, that's what I said. The sensor that's in the A7S III, which now I can go into a lot more detail. I tried to on Brandon's chat, but it's their live stream. The A7S III sensor, you have photosites on your sensor. Your sensor is made of photosites. It is a bucket. Think of it as a bucket that can gather light. And you can fit really, really large buckets in a full frame sensor, and your resolution will be very low. Or you can add more in, and then your low light will not be as good because the buckets get smaller. So what the A7S III sensor is, it's actually a 48 megapixel sensor, and it's binned in 4x4 chunks. So it's 4 pixels makes 1 pixel. So you have basically 4 light buckets for 1 color. So that's how you get the 4K with really high, or really good low light. The problem comes in, the low light was so good, but they're at 4K. They need to go higher on their next camera. They need to, because everybody's expecting more than 4K. So will they go 8? I doubt it. But if they go to 6K, if they use the same method where they're using a 4x4 photosite, the pixels that are binned, then that means that sensor needs to be 80 megapixels in there. That becomes a lot of megapixels in there, and your low light is going to suffer. And if you go 8K, you're at like 130 something to do a 4x4 bin, or you go to an 8K non-bend sensor like the A1. Well, it has pretty good low light, but it's a little noisy. So it's this problem where I think things are going to kind of change and develop, and not necessarily in a good way. And I asked this question in Brandon's chat: how much processing and how much AI will you accept in your image? Me personally, I don't want it. I don't want any processing, and I don't want any AI. I want the image that I get. So if you look at uh, the iPhone uses some AI. It uses a lot of processing so that it can be low light. At some point, though, how much are you willing to accept? And I will ask you in the comments. Put down your answer in the comment section. Put I will accept this and this. I wouldn't mind having it, but I need to be able to completely disable it. But I think the future is right now with existing technologies, low light ability with A7S III into the next version. I think they have to go into a heavily processed and or AI generative kind of thing, kind of like the way the Osmo Pocket 3 works. When you put it in low light mode, it's got some funkiness. So I'm interested to see what y'all think. Scott, I know you are a deep red owner and have worked with many industry cameras. What's your personal opinion? I like the Alexa 35. The feature that we shot last year was on two Alexa 35s. It's a really nice camera and it makes a very nice image. And what I will say is the same thing I would say about a red. Feed it light. If you feed it light, it does exceptionally well. There's some processing in the shadows that can happen if you don't have it, and we ran into that quite a bit on the feature with the low light. It was shot at night, so it was definitely a thing. But I really like the Alexa 35. I think it makes a very, very nice. I like it way more than the Alexa Mini and the Alexa LF. I always felt those cameras produced a good image, but I never thought it was great. I never thought it was a really good competitor to Red. I think Mysterium versus Alexa, like the original Alexa Mini and such, I think Mysterium Red sensors were closer to Alexa on that, the area on that, but I would nudge the Airy over the Mysterium. I think Dragon was way better than Alexa, but it's just different feelings. I think now, I mean, your top cameras, Venice 2, Raptor, V-Raptor X, and Alexa 35, those images are stellar. Every single one of them. Each one of them has pros and cons. The Sony is exceptionally sharp, almost to a fault, but really nice color, really nice dynamic range, really nice image. Raptor, I mean, it's gorgeous in every possible way that it can be. And then Alexa 35, same thing. So those are my opinions on it. And I look forward when the feature comes out later this year, that I'll have the director, I'll have the DP on. I'm hoping. Well, I'll definitely have the DP, but I'm pretty sure we can get the director on. He's loads of fun. And we'll get to talk into it in depth because it's a good camera. And I will be doing some stuff with Airy soon. So we'll have some conversations about Airy. It'll be fun. And I think you worded it right there, Michael. I was going to say, you said it right. I'm a deep red owner, and that is the truth. Red fits me for ownership, but I'll shoot on anything, and I've always said that, and I'm happy to shoot on anything. I'll shoot on a potato if it makes a nice image. Every Dragon video gets recommended to. That's true, Ollie. You probably have, like, YouTube's like, oh, this is the diehard Dragon guy right here. What's your opinion of Aries Entertainment Wing? Cine D. I mean, I like Cine D. I don't like their DR testing. I don't think I doubt they're being intentionally unfair, I think they're just not realizing that they're being unfair and trying to penalize other cameras. And I'll leave it at that because I know a lot of the CDD guys, and they're very nice people. They really are, and they do a pretty good job of getting all the information out there. So it's not hard to like them. So I think their DR tests have some issues, and I think they need to listen to other people. I'll give an example, Phil. You might want to listen to Phil on this because he's actually right. And I too have talked to several sensor engineers who confirm that Phil is right on this. So, Phil is up there in the sensor engineer world, sensor scientist area. Hello, Carlos. Hello, everyone. Hello. Man, I still want someone to pop some crypto up on my Rumble. Come on. King, what's happening? I totally got that one. That was the perfect way of it. What's happening? Man, what was that from? That's from the early 80s, wasn't it? Well, what's happening was a show about that time, too. A7S3 got no kinds of love. Oh, I think A7S3 got all kinds of love. Isotope audio repair. Yep. Any I do? Yeah, so they are delayed 30 days is all. And I think they'll be available after City Gear because they literally changed like two things in the design. And so they'll be soon. FX3 for the A7S3. I mean, I will be honest. Well, I'm always honest, but I like saying that because it prepares people for, he's about to say, an old guy, he's going to say, or boomer. That's everyone keeps calling me boomer lately. They have no idea how old you have to be a boomer, and I'm not old. I just don't let the white hair fool you, buddy. I really believe that there is no reason to have an A7S3 and an FX3. Fundamentally, if you want to have the two catered for whatever, fine. But don't put features on one that you don't have on the other. Because inside, it's the same. Just come out with one camera. Save the money on developing two different cameras. Because really, how many people do you know that own an A7S3 and an FX3? Both. They probably don't because they're like, I can make do with one or the other. It makes no sense. Isotope RX10 Element is on sale 50% off for $49. It fixes most audio issue that ops will encounter most. Did you upgrade to Monstro yet? Was a quintessential bulk of nature video for sure. Wait, you didn't answer the question. Did I hold my cuts too long? Come on. Still waiting on a good deal. That was a quintessential Ollie answer there where he didn't answer. Nah. I'm gonna have to ask him about Dragon versus Komodo X now. Isotope allows a level of granularity that I would guess no. What is? Oh, he's laying on the camera's going crazy with focus. Isotope, no NLE will approach visually editing audio. Yeah, I mean, advanced RX is pretty advanced. However, I would say, Eric, that in a couple years' time, that DaVinci Resolve Pro will have all that in it. I mean, they're just checking boxes as they go. S3, very interesting. Thanks for the explanation. Absolutely. Happy to share. Only scary thing of the DSMC2 is the Aero 0x10 of death. But the body costs you $2,000, so who cares? What is the cause of that death, though? Is that Is that a processor? Because there's a bunch of those in there. Cog says, I don't want AI processing because I want to feel like everything I get is the result of my actions and choices. And that is me. That is literally why I do that. And I say that. I don't want fakeness in there unless I just flat out want fakeness. Like the UDIO, audio UDO website. I mean, that's fake. There's no question it's fake. But if that's what I'm looking for, then fine. And I put it out there that that's fake. I mean, or it's AI. How easy is it to find Cupertino OBS? In Wessex. I will accept ability to disable AI, yes. Do you expect any more? Oh, absolutely. Komodo X is still a baby. Yeah, there's going to be lots more coming from it. I think we'll have a slight. Well, we got after the sale, we even got an update that was the permanent fix for it. I think we'll have a delay, and then we'll start seeing regular updates because I think they're going to bring in Nikon and firmware guys, gals, and meld together, and then they're just going to start flying on them. I think there's a lot to go on Komodo X. Komodo, I don't know if we'll see any more. We might see some small little things, but I would call Komodo a very mature product at this point. It's 4 years. Definitely no AI. Yeah, for film, video, art stuff. Yeah. First of all, quit with your British hatred. Second, rarer than a 9-inch. An opinion of the signature primes. I like the signature primes. They're very pretty. They're very nice. How much are the optics head and shoulders above other lens options? Well, Michael, I would phrase that the same way we're talking about cameras and sensor tech and all of that. We're getting to a point where how do I phrase it? You're buying a very premium ice cream. And all we're doing now is we're talking about flavors. Because that's what we're talking about with the signature primes and some of the other really top-end lenses out there. And then you have to admit that 10 years ago, a Nisi Prime, if it was brought out by Zeiss or Arri under the Zeiss name, or probably not Cook, but if it was brought out by Sigma as the new compact, no one would have thought twice. They would have been, oh yeah, this is totally a premium thing. And you get the Nisi lenses, you get the DZOs, all of these affordable, very affordable cinema primes out there. And they're on a next level. I mean, they're a next level of prime. So different flavor or different quality or tier of ice cream. So it's not your top-notch creamery, ice cream, but it's you're not actually at the value ice cream 5-gallon bucket because it's on sale at the store kind either. So is it head and shoulders above? No, it has different character. It's a very, very good looking lens. It's sharp, but without it feeling like surgical. But again, it's very close on the top tier. It's just a different flavor of that ice cream. Used Alexa Mini prices creeping to $10K. Wow. $10K Alexa Mini. That falls in line with Reds. Reds dropping down in price so much. Yeah, that's wild. I had not seen that. AI can save me time and money at a certain scale. It makes some sense. Also expand more and more into CGI. I mean, there are people that won't care one bit. I mean, there were people that were completely satisfied with their Samsung Moons on their little phones. There are people that are completely satisfied with cinema mode on the iPhone. I am not. It's not me. It's not. I mean, it's literally that. It's not me. It's you. Okay, now I need to make a film short. Nobody steal that one. I want to do that one. Yeah, AI cameras. It's not me. It's you. That's when it comes to a camera and shooting and control. I want it to be. It's not you. It's me. I am in control of it, and I don't like being out of control of it. The 9 inches, there's not that many of out there. What's up, Oakley? Man, not one crypto today? That's sad. Never really seen one. I've seen a couple. When is Phil wrong? Oh, Phil's been wrong. Phil's been wrong. I have pictures. Cries in peer review. I wonder what peer review approval tiers are. They less salty? They should be a little less salty, shouldn't they? Prices of all brands in the used market are like I've never seen. Yeah, it's weird, King. It is weird. Peer, thanks, phone. Pier. I mean, saltwater, saline, tears, ocean, pier. It all kind of relates there. Hello, Kevin. How are you? Michael Halswell. Adding to the sensor nauseum. Should the next red sensor be an increase of resolution or DR? Can't be both. Got a choice, only one. I would love more DR. I think 8K is really cool. I myself don't see wanting 8K or more than 8K in the pretty distant future. But my guess is it'll be both. My guess is the next red sensor will be more resolution and more DR. But it could be both. It is interesting how red figures it out, whereas others don't. And it ain't processing, because there's no processing. And it's kind of funny. Thanks for answering my question, spelling. I had a Sony a7S III and sold it. I sold mine. I sold mine to go to RF, and then Nikon bought red, and I'm like... Have you bought cinema gear from Mob? If so, what is Mob? From the Mob? No, I haven't. I had an A7S III on release and used it maybe 3 or 4 times. Maybe I should sell it. I mean, if you're going to sell it, now's the time to sell it before the next one comes out and the price drops more. But I like the A7S III. I thought it was a great camera. The only thing I didn't like, that it was 12 megapixels. Resolve's evolution is similar to what Apple does with useful apps. Yeah. Dragon. Okay, the answer is Dragon. There, I said it. Can we please move on? We could. But you didn't answer my question on whether my pacing was still too slow. ISP board replacement. Interesting. I have to look that one up. I think I've seen like screenshots of people saying, this is on my screen, what do I do? But I don't think I ever dug into it. Yeah, having to spend dollars on FX3 after buying it, FX3, selling it and having to spend more for an FX3. But I thought, it feels weird. Just make one. I'm wondering what your choice is between Dragon X and versus Monstro. Well, he has Dragon. He has Epic Dragon, not Dragon X. DZO is maybe not the same level, other than price, as Nisi. It might be. It's so DZO Vespids, in my opinion, are fairly close to Nisi. I played with the Nisis a little bit. I literally just got them yesterday, so I haven't played with them too much, and I've been preparing for this job. So I look forward to coming back from the job and having a lot of fun with them. Maybe making my "It's Not You, It's Me." I got to write that down. I'm going to forget it already. I almost forgot. It's not you, it's me. Film cameras versus AI. Okay. The Nisis, from what I have played with, are like don't compare these directly, but because they're not the same. But it's like comparing Sigmas to Takinas. Not in. I would own the Takinas every day and twice on Sundays over the Sigmas, but I love the Sigmas. But think about how they're kind of on the same level, but not necessarily. But they have different flavors, and that's kind of the way I feel like the DZO Vespids. The Vespids, they look pretty good. I've been very impressed with the shoots that we've used them on. And then the Nisis, to me, look kind of like a sharper. It's not quite as clinical as a Sigma, but they're sharper. But to me, they're on the kind of same level as Vespid, not just cost, which is funny because the Nisis are cheaper. I like the Module 8. They were supposed to send it to me. They were supposed to send me 2 of them, and I fell out of touch with them. I guess I need to go speak to them again. I'm definitely interested in 2 of them that I had tried, because I tried them a year ago when they just had like 2 or 3 of them. That's all they had. I thought they were pretty interesting. One of them to me didn't do anything. It didn't do anything for me, but 2 of them did. Prices drop when people are sitting on gear and not working, though. This is very, very true. And it's a tough one. There's like the statement now, like Sony's plans with Paramount, if the deal goes through, is they would sell the Paramount lot. And people are all up in arms. They're like, no, this is part of Hollywood. And I'm like, it's expensive to be Hollywood, especially in Hollywood. And that's a lot of land in there. And that's, they can sell that real estate for probably way, way more than they're making as a studio lot. So that's a tough one. Hollywood is expensive as Hollywood. Hollywood needs to un-Hollywood themselves. Ali says, King would need to mess around with the Monstro more to know. Very similar, though. Imagine showing up to work and your client is like, wait, you're shooting with what's in my pocket? Yeah, no kidding. I mean, that is... It's bad enough that people go, hey, can you come film this? You're just hitting record. Why do you got to cost so much? Yeah, wait till you show up with the same phone. Connect the dots. How would peeps not using their equipment lead to lower prices? Because they're not renting it and they're not making money with it. They're not using it. It needs to go. It's costing them money. And there's more of them because people are not using it. Therefore, the price drops because there's too much for sale and not enough demand for them. That's how it happens. Yes, people do need cash. They really do. There are a lot of people. I mean, there's people now I know that are completely out. They've dumped out of the film industry, and these were people that were working. They were working continuously. Gone. Let's see what you're saying. Okay, I meant like a big production that can use AI instead of spending bucks on reshoots. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's I don't want to watch that either. I don't want to watch an AI show. I'm not interested. I have no interest in an AI show. I'll probably watch one and then say never again because I don't care. Yep, it's like cheating. Making dollars from AI products is like taking credit for it. I mean, at some point, some lawyer is going to figure out some way to say that AI should be compensated for its efforts. Someone will do it. What's on your radar with AI at this point? Are you stressed to the point of selling your? I am not stressed at all. I'm not stressed about AI. I am stressed about lack of work because I would like to work a whole lot more. I have plans. I am not stressed because I have plans. I always have plans upon plans upon plans, and we are executing on those plans. And like I said, I will release more of that in the future as to what my plans are. But I'm not stopping. I may be shifting, but I'm not stopping. Definitely not stopping. I'm stuck in the Balkan Matrix or something. Or you're really getting old and repeating yourself more than normal. I don't know. When was I repeating myself? Mob. MPB. Don't know that one either. With autocorrection messing with me. Thanks, autocorrection. Anyone else really disappointed in the recent Superman image? Yeah, it looked a little wonky. It wasn't Superman inspiring. That's where I typed king, not kink. Will you be buying a Blackmagic Pixis? I probably won't. I would probably consider a Pixis Pro or a Pixis 2 when it comes out. I do plan on reviewing one though, because I feel like it's a viable camera for a lot of people, but I don't think it's enough outside the norm of what they're selling in that price to be any different. Who's here excited about The Acolyte, new Star Wars movie? Shot on red. I don't know if it's shot on red. I know Tron just finished, and that was shot on red-ish. Red area. Yeah, I've become indifferent to Star Wars movies. I think they kind of jumped the shark on them by trying to come up with too many of them. We'll see. Nisi feels more consistent to me. I don't know. I'll give you a more opinion soon. Yeah, Dullins. Yep, or Doolins, which I gotta reach out to him again. Supposed to get a set of those in for review. Doolins mini primes have been the most interesting smaller lenses in recent years. You know, when Phil says interesting, there's something to them. When he says fascinating, it's when it's really got his attention. I own both, and they are pretty unique compared to the rest. I feel the Vespids are softer than the Nisis. I agree with that. But I don't think the Vespids are soft. I just think they're softer than the Nisis. I just bought the Doolins 31 because I can't get my taquinas on an RS3. Smiles. Whoops. Where's my mouse going crazy? Let's see here. The RS4 has more arm length and room. Yes, that is true. It does have more. Product. I feel the Nisis are sharper than Vespid and exhibit less aberration than Vespid. I agree with that too. Wait, you said this already. You added a second part. Okay. Challenging times like this tend to thin the herd. It's true. Scott, are you definitely getting DJI focuses? I want to play with it and find out because it looks really interesting. And then it's on my radar because it's a viable option right now, it appears. Are people here feeling a pinch from AI or lack of work or something else? It's a lot of things. It's a lot of things. I'm going to refill my beverage here briefly. There's definitely a lack of work. Sorry, it's going to get loud here with the ice. As I go into the ice machine. Shield thy ears. But at least I don't have to make a margarita or anything. What am I drinking? I guess I'm drinking this. Wow, okay. Sounds good. I think you have studios and streamers trying to figure out their future. How far, that was a difference later than I thought I was going to get. How far are they willing to do? So the way I understand it is there's going to be less movies, less shows coming out, a lot less. And they're not going to be starting anytime soon. Is that intended to thin the herd? It's possible. They certainly, the studios have more control over that. They have more funds to do so. Do I think it's a bad thing? Yes and no. Yes, it's a bad thing for literally friends that are losing their jobs. But I think it's a good thing for Hollywood. The next thing comes in, do the streamers smarten up? The answer, I believe, is no, that they're not going to, because now they're already talking about bundling Disney and Max and Hulu and all these together into a big super bundle. So cable is what you're saying. You've created cable. That's your new solution to cord cutting. That will fail massively because they're going to market as really affordable. Look what a deal you get with all of these together. And then they're going to get a whole bunch of people subscribing because what a value it is. And then they're going to raise the price. Well, each one of them is going to say, well, we need more money. And then they're going to raise the price. And then everybody's going to go, guess I'm cutting the cord again. Yeah, you can use it. I think it's fine as a tool. I don't think it's fine as a production. No idea. I haven't looked. I'm doubtful getting taquinas. Yeah, taquinas they're heavy lenses. The DCs have some color inconsistency across the range, small but present. I have heard. Well, I have not seen that myself, but I am not deep into testing yet. I've heard people say that, and I've also heard people say the exact opposite. Which, you have to scratch your head and go, huh, okay. Oh my God. I have to tell everyone I'm about to devour a whole DiGiorno 3-meat pizza. Well, Jacob, you enjoy that pizza because when it's DiGiorno, it's frozen. We had some delicious pizza the other day because we made a bunch of dough. We were off keto for, well, we're probably about to go back on, but I made up 4 batches of dough, and it was awesome. It was awesome. Prove it, Jacob? Oh, exactly. The best frozen pizza ever. I will be having pizza tonight, but it will not be Balcamos, or Balkan pizza. It won't be homemade. It will be pizza. Little Caesars. Excellent pizza, actually, especially for the money. I know everybody loves to poop on Little Caesars, but Pizza Hut to me tastes a very specific way, and I don't like it. Domino's tastes really bad. Papa John's is okay. I prefer the mom and pop pizza places myself, but I like Little Caesars. I think it has a reasonable flavor. All right. It's coming out of the oven in 8 minutes. We'll see about that. I am interested in where my pizza is, though. Let's see. Stuffed pretzel crust is the best. Hello, Frank. Stuffed pretzel crust. I know I had it one time, but I'm trying to remind myself what happened to the rest of the pizza. Ooh. She's getting closer, yeah. She's getting closer. Why is she going there? That's an interesting... Huh, okay, cool. It's like 12 minutes away. Domino's and Pizza Hut are cardboard. Well, Domino's just has heartburn. I mean, it's like it looks like heartburn, and it tastes like heartburn. I don't know what it is. I think they use like too much Italian seasoning in something. And every time I've ever had a Domino's pizza in the last 10 years, I've fully regretted it. Pizza Hut, to me, it's not a horrible flavor, but it tastes like grease. Do you remember when the personal pan pizza came out? Some of y'all might be young or not know, but like used to go to Pizza Hut. Used to actually go and sit down at Pizza Hut, and they brought out these little personal pan pizzas, which were about that big. And that was when the whole world was like, "Oh my God, pizza! It's the thing." Those had a flavor to them, and it's like they're cooked in grease. And I don't know what it is because I worked at Pizza Hut, and I never saw anything there that was like, well, that's the flavor. It didn't make any sense. Home Run Inn is the best frozen pizza. I've never had that one. Pizza Hut tastes like they put a pound of sugar in it. I don't know. Oh my God, that sounds so good. Decrease in domestic advertising is down. It is. And AI will hit advertising big time. Because that'll be the whole thing. It's like they're going to generate an AI ad, and then they're going to generate 6 versions of it, and they're going to constantly hone it. And they're going to see what part did people tune out? What was the exact moment? Then they're going to get rid of that. Oh, I'll tell you another one. Did y'all see my post on Plot Device that came out? So, if y'all know Red Giant, Seth Worley, they created a short film called Plot Device where you push a button on a device and it changes everything. And it was an ad for the Lutz package, basically, from Red Giant. Well, they created this over 10 years ago. And so somebody during COVID, uh, went and crowdfunded on this short film, television, they said. It was a television pilot called Plot Device, where it was a direct knockoff of Seth Worley's Plot Device. And it's so bad. And I saw it and I could not believe. And they originally claimed they had no knowledge that Plot Device ever existed. Then they came back and they said, oops, yeah, it did exist. But we didn't know it until it was too late. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. This should have never happened. It was such a straight ripoff. They crowdfunded $6,000, I think, on it to make it. And then when they found out, before they released it, they found out about it, supposedly. I don't know how you don't know about this. Because quite literally, if you go to Google right now and you type in Plot Device and hit enter, one of the images, the very first image, or the second or third, is going to be the yellow battery Plot Device red button thing that they made a pseudo copy of it. I don't know. I really dislike that. Sonny. Hey, Sonny. How are you? I am doing well. Hope you're doing well, Sonny. Good to see you out there. So the lack of work is a trend and not a permanent. No, it's not. It's not permanent. But I hear it'll be 2026 before things ramp back up. But we'll never ramp back where they were. That's what I hear. Pizza Snob here. No chain pies for me. I can't fault you there, Eric. I can't fault you. It's officially barbecue season. The Weber is all clean and ready for action. I love it, Ollie. We did a smoked turkey. So the way we do smoked, that I never did the episode on that, did I? Did I? I have to go back and look. But we use a rub that we put on there. We brine it, and we put the little oranges, the little cuties or whatever, inside with a stick of butter inside the turkey. And then we smoke it. But we also do this Cajun injection around it. This last turkey that we did like a week ago, we didn't have any of the Cajun injection. And it turned out really good. We were really liked it. But we got some of the orange flavor that we hadn't picked up on the oranges as much before. And I was kind of impressed. I liked it. I'll bring the beer. Sonny says, while that may be true, I've downgraded my gear setup and taken on more small business clients to create videos for advertising. It's going okay for me. People are just hesitant to spend money. That is very true. Very true. Pizza Hut does have a weird grease. That's the only way I can describe it. Grease. Jets is where it's at for pizza chains. I don't know Jets. Anyone here ever tried pizza in Naples, Italy? No. I've never been to Italy or Europe, for that matter. But that's like the Neapolitan style, right? Where it goes in a wood-fired oven for like 2 minutes. It's like it's rapid fire in there, and I've had those, and they are delicious, but not necessarily good, bad, kind of thing. It just depends. What? Why are you sending me that? Don't send me that. Okay. Going to check out that home run pizza. Renee says, I have, and it doesn't pass under the carriage test. Barbecue is a 2-day process. The day before you marinate, and the next day you enjoy the fruits of your labor. Yes. But in America, we enjoy labor instead of labor. Pizza Hut with the Pac-Man tables and the Pizza Hut cups. Man, I came really close to buying a bunch of these and silk screening them and selling them just for fun. That video is still up. No shame. Cool. Somehow Home Run Inn has great crust, something not found on frozen pizza. We found, I think it was Walmart. Walmart had these extra large pizzas that were frozen, and surprisingly, they weren't bad. They weren't great, but they weren't bad. Have you seen How to Barbecue on YouTube? Yep. It's some awesome recipes. Yes. Yes, indeed. There's quite a few on there I like. How to Barbecue is a good one. I'm taking a hiatus from all of Guga, all of what's his name, Nick from New York, and I'm trying like crazy to hold on to Weissman, Joshua Weissman. I think Joshua is the better of all of them, but all of them have gone on YouTube to this reality TV genre, and I cannot stand it. I cannot stand reality TV to save my soul. And I just bought every French fry, I tasted every French fry in America. I tried this. I challenged so and so. No. I like kind of authentic recipes. Like right now, I'm really big into That Dude Can Cook. I like him a lot. Rapolo's Pizza after a night in Austin is always good. Yeah, I mean, I have enjoyed a slice or two. Yeah, I met Joshua a few months ago here in Houston. He's in Austin now. He moved here. All right, the entire pizza is now on my desk and cooling. Do I tempt fate and bite into it immediately? If there's pepperoni, just prepare the roof of your mouth to lose a layer of skin and go for that pepperoni. Since the since the RS on the the Pocket Cinema camera 6K full frame and presumably the Pixis is quite slow. No, sorry, not RS, rolling shutter, got it. An open gate. I can see this is a problem using anamorphics because the non-spherical lenses tend to amplify. It depends on how you move. I would not move rapidly with that, with anamorphics on there. Distortion on the periphery of the image and hence make the wobble effects much more noticeable. Can't tolerate cheap effect on any motion picture. And, you know, the mumping that is on a lot of these lesser expensive anamorphic lenses out there, like the Blazars, the new full frames that they have. The mumping on the side is really, really there a lot. And I wonder, you're going to have distortions from two different directions. Going on. Oh, okay. I did not mean to yawn. Do you guys think this could improve the use of a gimbal, or is it better to stay away from anamorphics and wide lenses on these cameras if you don't want the void wobble effects? Well, you won't. Gimbal will be fine. You shouldn't get wobble from that. You get wobble from microaggressions, micro movements on those vibrations, so to speak. So it'll just be a test. Look at Rexy's yawning for everybody. Don't do it. Let it cool, or else you'll be feeling it on the roof of your mouth. No, because it comes right off. But it's still pizza. The pain is worth it. I know. It's the same thing with buying, whatchamacallit, which is a great candy bar. Crunch berries. Cap'n Crunch. You know? You see it in the store and you're like, it's been a while. My roof of my mouth is... It could use some exfoliation. And one bowl of that, same thing as like eating a pepperoni. They get stuck. It always gets stuck. All right, I'll let y'all get back to chatting while I devour. Enjoy. Are you seeing more shoot-to-cloud solutions being used on set? I am not. No, I'm not at all. Um, I've only been on one where we did sort of. It was same day delivery uh, using Lucid Link. But it wasn't direct to cloud though. It was me DITing and uploading it rapidly to cloud. Okie dokie. All right, let's get some last round questions in there, folks. Let's get them in. Let's pack the questions in, and we'll do a last rapid fire round, and then I'm gonna get to eat my delicious pizza. Yum yum yum. Um, I mean, is it that much of a rush, or do you have your editor while you shoot? So, so that's kind of funny though. On the feature, we had an on-set editor editing the movie live, and it was wild. Being able to see the movie literally pieced together, it was insane. It's a wild thing, and I love it from both sides. I love it and I hate it, and I see it from both sides. I know the production companies, the studios, they don't want it because they want to have that control of the edit in post. They want to have say, but it was really neat. They literally would plug in the shot into the movie. They would roll. They'd plug in the shot, and the director would yell out, "That one right there," and then that's the one he would put in, and then he would run over real quick, play the scene back, watch it 2 or 3 times, and go, "Yep, we got it," or "Nope, let's do it again." It was sometimes less than eloquent, but ultimately I would say it was eloquent. Stressful as hell though. Poor editor. He's such a good dude. All right, let's get those questions in here. When can we get a drink together in Austin? Probably a few weeks. I'll be there feeding a few weeks live music for a friend of mine. Yeah, my schedule is going to be weird for the next few weeks, but we'll see. Reach out. That's the great thing about digital. Editing is non-destructive. It's true. City Gear is going to be wild. It might be. It might be hot as heck, too. You never know because it's going to be at Warner. Stoked. And it's free. How's the roof of your mouth, Jacob? Well, you can't really tell if he's talking like this, but he's typing, so yeah, he's got that. Let's see where my pizza is. Oh, come on now. Where's my pizza? Ah, my pizza just drove through the driveway. Are we still live? Yes, we are, Brandon. No, we're. I don't know. Apparently, I'm getting old and repeating myself. I've resorted to blowing on the cheese and pepperino. I mean, there's no shame in that. And I also I use the Parmesan heat sink method, whereas I cover it in Parmesan, which is delicious, as soon as I get it, which it soaks up the grease and turns the Parmesan into a less hard cheese, which is kind of gross and cool at the same time. But it also wicks away that heat and helps. You take that nice cool Parmesan, you put it on the nice hot pizza, you can get to that pepperoni faster. I am high. Epic. But we are ramping down. Samyang anamorphic adapter is available for pre-order. It seems to be anyway. I'm not a fan of Samyang, Rokinon, and the other brand that they are. Not a big fan. I know some people like them, but I'm not. I think I'd like Assaggio more than Parmesan. I don't know. And I'd also say, why not both? Is there such a thing as too much cheese? Yeah, you can get there, but for the most part, nice. Oh yeah, I put my pizza on a chilled plate. Interesting. But I don't want my crust cold though. Ooh, we had a good crust the other night. Oh yeah. Yep, next time. Just kidding, just kidding, just kidding. Okay, everyone. I got to go pack all this stuff up, get it in the van so we can get on the road first thing in the morning and all those fun things. So, yeah, everyone, thank you for joining, hanging out, and having such a good time. Enjoy y'all's pizza. I know some of y'all are just going to go ahead and ordering pizza now because it's happened. But enjoy your pizza. Thank you all for hanging out. Remember, you can consider becoming a channel member. It'll really help. It really helps all the little things in life, pizzas. And yeah, as always, as I like to leave it, don't let your passions center around your life. Let your life center around your passions. Bye, Ollie. Bye, everyone. Cheers. Brought to you by DiGiorno. That would be a pretty good sponsorship. I would take it. All right, bye, everyone.